Hello and welcome back to my interior design YouTube channel. My name is Geri O'Toole, interior designer and business owner of Studio Geri Designs. Today I'm really excited to chat to you about a design forecast for 2025. So you can keep all of these things in mind if you're decorating your own home or if you're looking to do some updates to some rooms in your house. 2025 is shaping up to be a year of bold choices, more experiential and personal style spaces in your home, and overall looking at more sustainable practices by using natural materials. So without delaying any longer, let's jump right in and see what the design trends are. I feel like the best place to start when talking about interior trends, and let's not get too hung up on trends, because I know that when clients come to me, they want timeless interiors. They want to invest once in their home and get longevity from it. So when we're talking about trends, it's really more like a forecast of what's really popular at the moment and what people are leaning towards in their homes. The first thing I want to talk about is paint. Paint is so accessible, it's so easy to change, and it can give you a whole new look, and it's an inexpensive way to update your home. Pantone's colour of the year this year is called Mocha Mousse. So it's like a coffee soft shade of brown. I know that when I talked about trends a couple of years ago, in my social media channels, I mentioned that browns are really coming back and they're going to be huge. A lot of people in the comments at that time didn't like the idea of brown because if you think about it, some people have their kitchens from maybe 15, 20 years ago and they might already have a lot of browns in their homes. So they're really tired of brown. So they don't want to hear about brown coming back in. They want to move away from brown. But really, if you think about browns being your neutrals, such as Mocha Mousse, it's a very soft brown shade, so it's quite light. So you could mix it in as like a wall colour. It could be cushions on a light coloured sofa. There's so many ways you can use this colour. If you're using it as a paint finish in your home, you could paint it on joinery and keep the walls nice and light. If you don't want to feel like you're getting too bogged down with painting joinery, because it can be hard to paint, harder to repaint than a wall, I should say, you can paint the walls in Mocha Mousse if you want to bring in that warm, kind of soft, earthy brown colour into your home to be on trend this year. Another colour of the year is from Benjamin Moore, the paint brand, and their colour of the year is Cinnamon Slate. So it's that mix of heathery plum with an earthy brown. So it's like the perfect earthy combination of having the kind of brown undertone but mixed in with a little bit of colour. This is a beautiful colour and I really love it. I have a lot of clients who love an earthy kind of palette for their home, so this one would be beautiful on joinery or even painted in a cozy room like an office or maybe a downstairs bathroom or WC. It's a really, really beautiful shade. Another colour I'm really loving is by Farrow and it's called Brinjal, and it's got that lovely rich plum colour coming through. It is so decadent, it's so rich, would be again beautiful in a small space. Recently with the client we were talking about putting it in her laundry room or her utility just for a pop of colour, and if you want contrast with that you could do a nice crisp white on the walls to offset the richness of the Brinjal colour. Or if you're feeling even more adventurous, you could paint Brinjal on all of the walls and all of the woodwork for that really comforting feel. Sticking with paint trends, warm neutrals are huge in 2025 again. I think it is more so people veering away from the greys that we had a lot of for a while. And remember that there are so many shades of grey. There are warm-based greys, there are blue-based greys, but something I notice a lot with my clients this year and last year is they might want a neutral palette, but what they'd like to do is to make sure they don't have any of those colder greys. Don't panic if you have greys in your home. You can absolutely mix some warmer neutrals in with those greys. One of my favorite colors is Little Green Joanna. I find it the perfect color for walls as a warm base neutral, but not too warm. And it's brilliant on joinery as well. So if you're painting a kitchen, you should definitely check out that color. I will also put in some of my favorite warm base neutrals by Farrow and Ball, which is always a great winner when it comes to paint and different warm base neutrals. Pink is such an underrated colour, and I really lean towards it in a lot of my interiors. There's a recent contemporary project we just finished, and we used an off-white with a base of pink in it for almost the entire house. And that sounds a little bit scary when you hear about pink maybe on all of your walls, but it's actually an off-white. It reads as off-white when you're looking at it on the walls, but there's a warm undertone. Most off-whites will have an undertone of colour, and pink is one that I'm leaning to in my interiors for 2025 because it's warm, it's cheerful, and it works so well with so many other colours. Another pink to look out for in your interiors in 2025 is earthy pinks, so grown-up pinks. Think Farrow and Ball, sulking room pink. I've used it in my own laundry room at home, and I colour drenched that room, and it's quite a dark room. So if you're looking for a way to warm up a room of your home or make it feel just a little bit cheerier and it's a bit drab, lean towards pinks, and Farrow and Ball again have some great pinks. Another big trend for 2025 is wood paneling. Now, I actually think wooden paneling is super timeless, and again, just drawing you back to the fact that generally my clients come to me for something that's as timeless as possible. So wood paneling feels like it has longevity, it feels luxurious, it feels decadent in your home. So I see a lot of clients maybe thinking about wood paneling their bar maybe in their home. So dark woods in a nice bar setting, or maybe even in your home office. Wooden paneling, when you stain it up, it just gives such a nice finish to the room, and it doesn't need to feel like it's old-fashioned. It can just feel really timeless, so don't feel too afraid of it. And if doing wall paneling in wood is too much for you, another thing I really like is just an element of wood in the room. So maybe you do a ceiling coving just in oak, and you have the paneling just on the ceiling in the room. That lends itself to having the warmth of wood, but it not feeling too heavy in the space. So there are ways you can adapt it for your own home as well. Modern cottage is still big in 2025. A lot of where this is coming from, I feel, is if a client has a new build or if they want to get atmosphere in their home. Modern cottage is a great way to get that in without everything feeling too ornate and too traditional. So for modern cottage, think kind of some clean lines mixed in with some rustic materials like stone and wood, and think of some geometric patterns and some edgy ways of elevating an otherwise traditional English cottage style. Another thing I am obsessed with this year is alabaster in lighting. So alabaster has that lovely variance in the stone itself. So when it's backlit, it just diffuses the light so softly, and it's so beautiful. I recently renovated my office, and I used a beautiful alabaster light in the space, and I love it because you can dim it right down and it just feels so beautiful. So keep an eye out for alabaster style lighting. It makes a great wall light in a hallway if you want something visually kind of interesting. Also beautiful in chandeliers over a dining space. It's a really versatile material, and I think we'll be seeing a lot more of it this year. Something I also want to mention is these videos are like a forecast of what's popular. Don't worry about trends in your own home. I think good design is very, very timeless, and it's all about living with what is comfortable for you and that you love. So I never get too hung up on interior trends in the home. Another thing I wanted to mention is we plan on doing 12 videos this year, all going well. And we did some home tours and that in our videos last year. Somebody mentioned in a video last year that they'd love to see some Christmas decorating, so I used that as an idea for December. But I'd love to know what you would like to see in our YouTube channel going forward. I would love to create videos that you want to watch about topics that you're interested in. So please feel free to leave comments. I always try and answer all of them. And we can plan ahead for this year. I want to make it just as interesting, if not more interesting than last year. So thank you again for your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have a friend who would like to watch about interiors, please feel free to share it with them too.